Jó napot kívánok, Stefi!
Jó napot!
Én Tóth Krisztina vagyok, a LanguagCert értékelő vizsgáztatója, és velem fogja ma ezt a próbavizsgát csinálni. Szeretném kérdezni, hogy milyen vizsgára készül.
Én egy C1-es angolra.
Oké, köszönöm szépen. Gyorsan elmondanám egy pár szóban, hogy milyen is a LanguagCert vizsgája. Ugye két fő részből áll a vizsga, az írásbeli és a szóbeli, ez a két fő rész, és akkor a szóbelinek újabb két része van, a listening és a speaking, és ma mi ketten ezt a speakinget fogjuk gyakorolni. A speaking egyébként élőben úgy néz ki, hogy van két vizsgáztató, és akkor a vizsgázó az egyik vizsgáztatóval beszélget, készül egy hangfelvétel erről a vizsgáról, amit utána a mi szakértő marker csapatunk fog értékelni. Úgy értékelünk, hogy nézzük a közös európai referenciakeretet és a saját skálánkat is, ami 0-tól 4 pontig terjed. Nézzük a feladatmegoldást, a szókincsát, a nyelvtant és a kiejtést. És akkor ennek alapján a szóbeli 4 feladatára ugye mindenhova maximum 4 pontot lehet kapni, az 64 pont, és akkor annak a felét kell elérni ahhoz, hogy sikerüljön. Ketten is meghallgatjuk a hangfelvételt, és utána egyeztetni szoktuk a pontokat, nem átlagolunk, hanem a jobbat adjuk meg. És akkor most ezt fogjuk tehát gyakorolni, és azt szeretném kérdezni, hogy ismeri a feladatainkat.
Igen, már megnéztem pár videót róluk.
Nagyon jó, igen, nagyon sok videónk van a YouTube-on, és a honlapon is sok mindent lehet látni. Azért a közönség kedvéért elmondjuk, hogy az első feladatban általános témakörökből fogok kérdezni, a másodikban szituációkat fogunk megoldani, a harmadikban valamilyen témáról fogunk együtt beszélgetni, a harmadik feladat a felsőfokon a C1-en mindig az, hogy a vizsgáztatóval kell egy ilyen általánosabb, az emberiséget és az életünket érintő témát megbeszélni. És aztán az utolsó feladat az lesz, hogy adok egy témát, és arról kérem majd, hogy 2 percben beszéljen. A legvégén fogok értékelni, ugye most itt nincs velem egy társam, ahogy szoktam, hogy értékeljünk, úgyhogy csak annyit fogok tudni elmondani, hogy körülbelül milyen szinten van, javaslom-e a vizsgát, és akkor értékeljük egyenként a feladatokat, hogy az hogy is sikerült. Jó, hát ha tudok valami hasznosat mondani, még így a vizsga előtt. Jó, és akkor ha készen áll, akkor kezdjük is. So, good afternoon. My name is Christina Toth. Can you tell me your full name and spell your family name for me, please?
Hi, I'm Megnézhetitek and my family name is Huse.
Thank you. Which country are you from?
I'm from Hungary.
Thank you. Now, part 1. I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself and your ideas. The first topic is physical appearance. Who do you take after in your family?
I take after mostly my mother. Her facial structure is very much like mine. Her nose is basically exactly the same. Her mouth is too, and I think her cheekbones are mostly like mine. But my hair I get fully from my father, that's very for sure. But my height is definitely the both of them because I have very tall parents. My father is about 180 centimeters, and so is my mother. And yes, I got to be very tall too.
Thank you. The next one is money management. Can you tell me about the last time you wasted money on something?
Actually, it's a very interesting story. We were on a school trip, and I had this best friend who we always talked to each other on the bus. We were really close, and we decided to get a keychain together. And now that I look back on it, I shouldn't have done that. But also, I couldn't have known that she would do something bad at that time. So I made that with her, and it was quite expensive so for such a little keychain.
Okay, thank you. The next one is literature. How can young people nowadays be encouraged to read more?
Well, I think many people don't consider that books have such a different feel to them than being on the internet and reading something from an ebook because you can actually feel the page, you can turn the page, you can take it with you anywhere, and you don't have to charge it, for example, and it's just something to really look back on, like from I would say ancient times, but not that very ancient.
Mhm.
It kind of connects people too.
Thank you. And the last one is clothes and fashion. Some people believe that fashion can be a form of art. What's your opinion?
I think that's a definitely true statement. I mean, there are designers who just feel clothes. That's the best way to express it. They make their feelings be shown on clothes like art, like painters do. And they make these beautiful models wear them, and then they just go down up and down the runway, and you can just see the emotions in them.
Thank you very much, Steffi. Let's move on to part 2. We are going to role play some situations, and I want you to start or respond. And the first situation is, I'm your boss. I start. I'm afraid the quality of your work recently hasn't been up to scratch.
Oh, I'm sorry, but if you could just clarify what I've been doing wrong, I can correct it for sure.
Oh, well, yes, of course. The first thing is that you seem to be late in the mornings and you hand in all your work late.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry. I've just started here and I'm very bad with deadlines, but I'll be sure to look out for those, and I'm truly sorry.
That's all right. I can understand that it's hard when you are so young and it's your first workplace. But can you arrive on time in the mornings, please? Because you seem to be late and we have meetings as well.
Yes, of course. I'll set my alarm extra early next time.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. The next one is we are friends. I start. Thanks a million. I'm sure I would have failed this exam if it wasn't for you.
Oh, well, what are friends for? And you don't even have to thank me. You can just call me anytime.
Oh, you are so kind. Thank you. But still, I'd like to reciprocate the favor.
Oh, well, you truly don't have to, but if you really insist, then I would love an ice cream cone with you.
Oh, okay. Of course, we can do that. And how come you are so good at mathematics?
Well, I can really understand the logistics of it. I mean, counting with numbers and just adding them together is much more simple than learning history, for example, understanding it.
Well, not for me, but do you think I can get better or at least understand some of it somehow? Should I keep practicing?
But yeah, of course, you should keep practicing. And I think if you can understand one example, then you can just do it over and over again with different numbers and just increase what kind of numbers you put in it. Like, for example, start with 2 and then go from there, and you can count
Mhm.
with 1,022.
Oh, okay. I will try that. Thank you. Maybe over the ice cream cone that we are going to have together. Thank you. And the last one is we are colleagues and you are not sure if I have remembered a deadline. You start.
Hi, I'm so sorry to bother you, and I truly don't mean to, but there is a deadline next Tuesday, and I'm not sure you remember because I haven't seen you working on it yet.
Oh my goodness. What deadline? Which project are we talking? Because I'm doing a million things at a time.
Oh yeah, the one where we have to summon all the financial income of the business.
Oof, I almost forgot. Thank you so much for reminding me. How come you are so up to date all the time and you remember everything?
Well, I didn't used to, but I got this notebook and it was super helpful to keep it
Oh.
up. Write everything down you hear.
Mhm. Okay, I will do that. And thank you for the gentle reminder. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Now let's move on to part 3. We are going to discuss something together. We have been asked to rank a list of suggestions for overcoming stress. Let's discuss these ideas and try to agree on the order of helpfulness. Okay? I'm going to share the screen with you now, Steffi. Okay, if you give me 1 or 2 seconds. And please tell me if you can see everything properly. Okay, in just a second. So here we are. Can you see it properly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. I will give you some time to think about what you are going to say, okay? So
Yeah,
take 20
thank
seconds for that, please.
you.
Okay, so if you think you are ready, please start.
Okay, so I think what I can relate to the most in this is learn to say no, because I have a very big problem with that. I try to help everyone with their math work, for example, or their homework, or to explain things, but I don't have time to do it myself then. And I should really just learn how to say no. But what is your opinion on it?
Uh-huh. Well, it's maybe just the age difference talking, but I would go for identifying the problem, because I think people today do not want to face reality, and perhaps they think that they have a sort of a problem, and then it turns out that it's something else that is bothering them and making them stressed out, don't you think?
Yeah, that's a very good point, and that should be the first step to take. And yes, identifying it could really help solve it, especially when your life feels like a mess. You start at the start of it, and you can go step by step.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, do you think decluttering helps?
Yes, very much. At least it helps for me, because now, since I have so much work to do in 8th grade, I truly feel like cleaning is my therapy in a way, and I always tidy my room. It's kind of embarrassing to admit, but I intentionally make it messy just so I can tidy it again, and I can feel like I'm in control of something.
Oh, what a brilliant idea. Okay. And if you think of people in general, do you think physical things can help in solving stress, like having a healthy diet and sleeping enough, relaxing, etc.?
Yes, definitely. Especially eating healthy, because some foods we don't even realize, but they make us cranky or they make us angry at other people, especially fast food or unhealthy ones. And that's a huge step to take if you want a healthy diet, but you have to do it if you want less stress in your life.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in the list that you do not find helpful or relevant?
Well, relaxing, I mean, how do you relax? That's the question.
When you are stressed out completely.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Steffi. Now I will stop sharing the screen, and we are moving on to the last part of the test, in which you are going to talk about something for 2 minutes, and your topic is the secondary education system in your country. Okay, so you now have 30 seconds to write some notes to help you. So your topic is the secondary education system in your country. Okay, so Steffi, please start.
So, in Hungary, the Hungarian educational system is often criticized for underpaid teachers and old methods. For example, we have in Hungary almost no projects in our schools that we could do for children to just get a piece of paper, work together in groups of 4, for example, and just glue together pictures or write notes, and then they could present it. But we don't have that, which would make learning so much more efficient, and it would just help them to learn it faster and in a more fun way. It would be less boring to be there and to learn that topic. Also, there are no excursions, which could be a huge help for partnerships and friendships to build and to make a stronger community out of the class. And instead of having 28 random people together who barely know each other, they could make friends with each other, or they could get to know each other better. Also, their teachers too, because they are going to be with them for 4 years, until the graduation. And these teachers are going to be with them through everything, through the 4 years of stuff they have to learn in order to graduate. And in many schools, well, in my school, we have it, but in many in Hungary, they don't have international student exchange programs, which could really help students feel like they can achieve anything, like going to Germany, for example, and having a German student in their home. And they can see the world more. They would have more of a will to travel further and have goals.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let me ask you one last follow-up question. Okay. So how do you think school in the 22nd century will be different from school today?
Well, I think we will rely on technology a lot more. And we will, maybe, if I'm not too far off, we will have robots to teach the kids. And well, as a helping hand, of course, they can't truly be teachers. We need humans for that, but they can just help them. But also, I think it would be a huge disadvantage for those who don't have rich backgrounds or financial support. And because technology will cost a lot. It already costs a lot. But in the future, with the increase of money and everything, it would just be unpayable for those people. And I think they will be left behind, and they will feel like they don't have that much of a chance to have a successful career in their lives as the other ones who are wealthy enough to have it.
Thank you. And what is the best age to start school?
The best age? I think 6 or 7 to really fit in with the first graders. I was held back a year, but I still started at 7 because my birthday is in July.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. That is the end of the exam. Thank you. Nos, milyen érzés volt?
Sokkal jobb, mint gondoltam.
Nagyon aranyos. Hogy?
Hát már nagyon izgultam az elején.
És akkor elmúlt menet közben, ugye? Hogy
Igen, nagyon sokkal ilyen csillesebb volt.
igen, mintha csak így beszélgettünk volna. Jó, akkor annak alapján, amit hallottam, azt szeretném mondani, hogy én javaslom a C1-es vizsgát, ugyanis ez egy csodálatos C1-es szintű tudás volt, amit láttam, és akkor, ha egy kicsit visszamegyünk az elejére, akkor így gondolkodjunk el, jó, hogy mi is történt ezen a vizsgán. Tudom, hogy az ember már ilyenkor elfutna legszívesebben, de nézzük meg, hogy az első feladatban ugye témaköröket kérdeztem, és akkor amikor beszéltünk arról, hogy kire hasonlítunk, mire pazaroltuk a pénzünket legutóbb, ezekből nekem kitűnt, hogy minden témában nagyon ügyesen tudja használni a szókincsét. Csodálatos volt az a folyékonyság, amivel mindvégig kommunikált, nagyon magabiztosan, semmivel nem lehetett zavarba hozni, mindent értett, úgyhogy ez megmutatja a felsőfoknak az ismérveit. És a nyelvtantól is el vagyok ragadtatva, mert tulajdonképpen hibátlan volt mindvégig. Olyan szép komplex kifejezéseket hallottam, benne voltak az ifes mondatok, a vicsek, a műveltető szerkezetek, szóval nagyon-nagyon szép volt, nagyon gratulálok. Ilyen should have done, meg could have been, ilyeneket is hallottam, nagyon klassz volt. A második feladatban, amikor a szituációk voltak, ott is nagyon szépen oldotta meg, hogy ugye nem egyforma hangnemet használt a változó szituációkra, ugye nem úgy beszélünk a főnökünkhöz, mint a barátunkhoz, ez a C1-en nagyon fontos, hogy az úgynevezett hangnemet vagy regisztert eltaláljuk, és azt is szépen meg tudtuk oldani, úgyhogy nagyon szépen köszönöm, nagyon ügyes volt, így haladt a beszélgetéssel. A harmadik feladat is nagyon jól sikerült. A stresszről, amit beszéltünk, hogy az is mind releváns volt, ugye próbált engem is bevonni a beszélgetésbe. Ez néha előfordul a vizsgázóinknál, hogy az izgalomtól így nagyon belelendülnek, de nagyon köszönöm, mert egy értékes beszélgetés született belőle, és meg is tudtuk állapítani, ugye, hogy mik azok, amik fontosabbak és kevésbé fontosak. Nagyon jó volt a szókincs, az is nagyon klasszul sikerült, és hát itt is olyan szép nyelvtani szerkezetek voltak, hogy nagyon jó volt hallgatni. Külön köszönöm, hogy ilyen nagyon természetes, hétköznapi, nagyon színes szerkezeteket használt, ez nagyon jó volt a szókincsen belül, és emiatt ugye nem is nagyon volt szóismétlés, hanem egy csomó szinonimát hallottam, úgyhogy ez mind C1-essé teszi ezt a feladatmegoldást. Az utolsó feladatnál, a negyedikben pedig nagyon szépen struktúráltan elmondta nekem a kritikáját az oktatási rendszerünknek, amiről bőven van mit beszélni, gondolom, ahogy az ember benne van, akkor pláne sok minden érinti, úgyhogy az is nagyon ügyes volt, és ugye a follow-up kérdésekre is tényleg nagyon szépen választékosan válaszolt, úgyhogy én gyorsan-gyorsan javaslom azt a C1-et, és bárcsak az én tanítványom lenne, nagyon büszke lennék Stefire, úgyhogy nagyon-nagyon szépen köszönöm. Van esetleg még bármilyen kérdés ezzel kapcsolatban?
Nem, szerintem nincs semmi.
Okay. Valószínűleg, ha ez egy éles vizsga lett volna, akkor egy nagyon magas pontszámot és százalékot kapott volna. Ez tényleg egy nagyon szép, gördülékeny, folyékony, kiejtésében is nagyon szép megoldás volt. Ugye szoktuk nézni a feladatmegoldást, a szókincset, a nyelvtant és a kiejtést, és itt mindegyik bőven az optimálisan teljesítés fölött sikerült, úgyhogy szeretettel gratulálok, és akkor sok szerencsét, minden jót kívánok a vizsgára. Köszönjük szépen!
Köszönöm.